Mangwana ni Malelepo Vukenjani Kleklas Vanave Africa. Welcome to Africa Good Morning, your portal into Africa's potent stories. Today we explore President Lazarus Chakwera's defense of his economic policies in Malawi, Nigeria's embassy struggling amid severe funding gaps and leadership vacancies, and rising concerns over TikTok-driven wildlife trade in Togo. We then turn to tourism as Zimbabwe and Morocco make Kayak's global list of top travel destinations for 2025. Plus, we bring you the Zimbabwe Report with Talent Gore covering current affairs and sport. Watch us on DSTV 285, GoTV 25, OneUp2.com, NTV Africa on YouTube. And keep in mind, ShopRite is turning 35 and they do not want to do it alone. They want to celebrate with you. Have a look at the details just below. Make sure you scan the QR codes and do enter as you stand a chance to win 7 winners each week, getting 3,500 Namibian dollar vouchers as ShopRite celebrates its 35th birthday. This is Africa Good Morning. My name is Ashwin Berry. Top stories shortly.
When the sun sets, the news begins. Welcome to Sunset News, bringing you the latest headlines, in-depth community stories, economic updates, sports highlights, and your daily weather forecast. Join us every weekday from 7:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. on DSTV channel 285 and GoTV channel 25, or stream us online at OneUp2.com. Join us on Facebook at Sunset News to stay updated.
President Lazarus Chakwera has admitted Malawians have faced harsh economic conditions during his first term, but insists his administration has built a foundation for recovery. Speaking at an MCP rally in Blantyre, he cited transport cost reductions, improved food production, and local manufacturing support as key initiatives. He accused traders of hoarding fertilizer, sugar, and cement to inflate prices, warning of imminent crackdowns. Malawi's 2025 economic report shows a 14.4% industrial output drop due to forex shortages. At the rally, MCP Secretary General Richard Chimwendo Banda dismissed an IPOR poll favoring DPP leader Peter Mutharika, while Jesse Kabwila welcomed it as proof MCP's campaign resonates. Senior Chief Kapeni praised government loans but called for Blantyre road upgrades. Other speakers included Abida Mia and Moses Kunkuyu. Thousands of MCP supporters paraded from BAT ground to Njamba Freedom Park, causing traffic delays between Blantyre and Limbe. Chakwera urged citizens to remain patient, promising that his policies will soon deliver tangible benefits and secure Malawi's economic stability amid mounting political pressure ahead of this election. Nigeria's foreign missions are facing a worsening crisis marked by unpaid staff salaries, rent arrears, and operational shortfalls, even as President Bola Tinubu continues his international travels. Nearly 2 years after recalling ambassadors, Nigeria's 109 missions remain without permanent heads, leaving chargé d'affaires and junior officials to manage critical duties without full authority. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs attributes the challenges to budget shortfalls and foreign exchange policy changes that have strained the embassy's ability to meet financial obligations. In the 2025 budget, 66.88 billion naira was allocated for capital expenditure and 286.88 billion naira for recurrent costs, but many missions remain underfunded. While Tinubu has embarked on 43 international trips since May 2023, including 15 this year, critics question the impact of these visits on resolving diplomatic issues. Analysts warn that prolonged vacancies and limited funding undermine Nigeria's ability to negotiate trade deals, protect citizens abroad, and maintain its global standing. Officials say appointing ambassadors and increasing financial support are key to restoring effective diplomatic operations. Moving on. Researchers have highlighted growing concerns over the online sale of wild meat in Togo, where endangered species are increasingly being marketed through social media platforms, including TikTok and Facebook. In Lome, two female sellers use TikTok to showcase their products, turning their homes into virtual storefronts. While wild meat remains an important part of local culture and livelihoods, experts warn that the unregulated trade threatens biodiversity, animal welfare, and public health. The demand is particularly high in urban areas where wild meat is treated as a luxury item. Conservationists stress that the shift from traditional markets to online platforms connects sellers with wider audiences, accelerating hunting and trade. Researchers say stronger regulations and better enforcement are needed to balance cultural practices, economic needs, and environmental protection without placing sole blame on any single platform. Global travel platform Kayak has ranked Zimbabwe and Morocco among the top destinations to visit in 2025, highlighting their mix of adventure, relaxation, and cultural richness. Zimbabwe tops the list with attractions like Victoria Falls, the Great Zimbabwe Ruins, and the tranquil Eastern Highlands. Flight searches to Bulawayo have surged over 80%, while Harare has seen a 56% spike, reflecting growing international interest. Morocco, ranked 6th, offers diverse experiences from Sahara's endless dunes and Atlas mountain peaks to Marrakesh's vibrant souks and Cheshaween's iconic blue streets. Essaouira's coastal charm and Fez's historic Medinas also draw global travelers. Morocco's tourism boom continues, recording 17.4 million visitors last year, making it Africa's most visited destination. Kayak's report highlights both nations' increasing appeal to travelers seeking immersive landscapes, cultural exploration, and affordable long-haul options. With wellness escapes, heritage sites, and breathtaking scenery, Zimbabwe and Morocco are poised to remain top choices for international tourists eager to explore Africa's unique offerings. Those have been our top stories on Africa Good Morning. Shortly, we'll be joined by Talent Gore as she gives us the current affairs and stories stemming from Zimbabwe in the Zimbabwe Report. But prior to that, it's the weather. It's time for us to talk to our correspondent in Zimbabwe, Talent Gore, as she delivers the Zimbabwe Report. Talent, wamkase.
Mamkase Africa.
Tamukahedu. Now, Zimbabwe has reached a major milestone as blueberry exports finally enter the Chinese market.
Yes, Zimbabwean blueberries can now be exported to China for the first time following the signing of a new export protocol in Beijing during President Emmerson Mnangagwa's state visit. The deal is seen as a major opportunity for local growers to expand into one of the world's fastest growing blueberry markets with a population of 1.4 billion. Zimbabwe is projected to produce 12,000 tons of blueberries in 2025, up from 8,000 tons in 2024. The scale of the exports to China will be guided by the new protocol sanitary and phytosanitary requirements and the related compliance cost. The Horticulture Council said that Zimbabwe could become Africa's largest blueberry exporter if growers are supported with policies that encourage fresh investments. The Blueberry Protocol builds on a similar agreement on a similar agreement reached in 2024 for Zimbabwean avocados, underscoring horticulture's central role in government's economic growth agenda. The Horticulture Recovery and Growth Plan targets a $2 billion United States dollar industry, and Zimbabwe's entry into the market is expected to introduce a distinctive variety known for its taste and texture. According to official statistics, Zimbabwe's blueberry exports rose 13.3% in the 2024-2025 season from 3,616 tons to 4,096 tons. So this is quite interesting, and it's a good opportunity for Zimbabweans who are in the blueberry industry. Now they can export their blueberries to China, but you find out that there are some Zimbabwean exporters who are actually exporting their blueberries to the UK, to the Netherlands, and in some parts of Europe, in some European countries. So it is going to be the first time that blueberries are going to be exported to China following an agreement which was signed by the president when he visited China last week during a state visit.
All right, Talent, we move to some politics. Governance rather. ZANU-PF and CCC split 147 million ZiG state funds. However, CCC's share has sparked fresh internal battles.
Yes, the government has allocated 682 billion ZiG, which is about 5.3 million, to political parties represented in parliament, with ZANU-PF taking the lion's share in line with its 2023 election victory. Justice Minister Ziyambi published the allocation in an extraordinary government gazette on Tuesday in terms of the political Parties Finance Act. According to the notice, ZANU-PF has been awarded 102 billion Zimbabwean gold, which is about 3.8 million United States dollars, which is equivalent to 69.3% of the fund, while the opposition Citizens Coalition for Change, CCC, is set to receive 45 million Zimbabwean dollars, which is about 1.7 million United States dollars, reflecting the 30.7% share of the national vote it garnered. While the ZANU-PF disbursement is straightforward, uncertainty hangs over the CCC allocation as the opposition remains split into three rival functions. As you know, there has been a drama within this coalition for Citizens for Coalition Change, whereby Nelson Chamisa, who was the president for the party, actually stepped down and said that he was no longer part of the CCC party. And we saw some members of parliament withdrawing, and some of them being thrown out of parliament by Sebenzo Tsabangu, who came and imposed himself as the Secretary General for CCC. So right now, with this money coming in, we're not really sure how the party CCC is going to actually share that money, because right now they are rivals with parties. Some are saying part is theirs, some are saying that it's theirs. Not really sure how the party is going to share that money, but what we are most certain of is that Sengezo Chabangu is the Secretary General, and he's the one who's going to see how the party is going to share that money. So for now, we're just going to be monitoring and see how the party is going to share that money, which has been given to them by the government through the Political Parties Finance Act. Each party which came first and second are supposed to get money from government. So we're not really sure how the CCC is going to share their money. We're not really sure how they're going to share their money.
All right, Talent. Now there is an ongoing drug scandal in Harare with 10 Chinese nationals being hauled before court.
Yes, 10 Chinese nationals were arrested during a drug raid in Harare's Newland suburbs, and they appeared before the Harare Magistrate Court for initial remand. Police swarmed on the group at 60 Kingsbridge Road, Newlands, after receiving a tip-off about a drug-fueled all-night parties at the property. Officers reportedly found the group sniffing cocaine using a golden playing card, cocaine, benzodiazepam, and methamphetamine worth over 1,060 United States dollars were seized. The National Prosecuting Authority said drug abuse fuels crime and destroys lives, vowing that the justice system would act firmly against those found peddling or consuming dangerous substances in Zimbabwe. But you find out that the Chinese, the 9 of the Chinese nationals, they were actually given a bail, and they'll be going to court, and they were ordered to surrender their passports whilst their cases being handled by the courts. But this is not something that is new within Zimbabwe. You find out that right now Zimbabwe is battling a serious drug problem, is battling a serious drug problem, and the government is trying to set up drug rehabilitation centers to ensure that those who need help can actually get help. But you also find out that the police themselves, they have been raiding drug bases apparently, and they've been arresting anyone and everyone that they see consuming drugs and selling drugs. So there are a number of cases within the courts themselves whereby people have been arrested and they are actually going to court for charged with drug abuse laws. Apparently, in Zimbabwe, you find out that in the law itself, there is not a law that bans the consumption, rather, or the selling of crystal meth, and this has caused a mayhem whereby you find out that if someone is caught with crystal meth, they'll just go to the courts and they'll be released on bail. But there's no law that actually says that someone who's caught with crystal meth can actually be arrested and go to jail or prison, rather. So the parliamentarians themselves, they are trying to draft a new law which criminalizes the selling and also the taking of crystal meth. So we're not really sure when they are going to be done with finalizing that law, but right now they are trying to ensure that that is part of the constitution, that is part of the law in Zimbabwe. But yeah, the Chinese, they were given bail and they are attending court coming from home. They are not in jail right now. So that is the latest on the case involving the 10 Chinese which were found actually doing drugs in one of Harare's leafy suburbs.
All right, Talent, in the last of your stories, some fantastic news for Zimbabwean cricket, and particularly Sikandar Raza, who has risen to world number 1 as an all-rounder in the ODI rankings.
Zimbabwe's cricketer Sikandar Raza has taken the top spot in the ICC Men's ODI all-rounder ranking, moving to the summit thanks to back-to-back strong performances against Sri Lanka and Harare. Raza raised his bat with 2 half-centuries in the week's action, also claiming figures of 1.48 in the first ODI, showing his ways in spite of 2 defeats for them. The effort helped Raza move past Afghan pair Muhammad Nabi, who has 292 points, and Azmatullah Omazar, who has 206 points, to a ranking of 302, with his batting performance moving him up 9 spots to 22 in the ODI batting rankings. So this is quite spectacular that our very own Sikandar Raza has now moved to the top spot in the ODI all-rounder rankings, and Zimbabweans are quite enthralled. They are quite thrilled by this achievement by Sikandar Raza.
Thank you very much, Talent, for that update and all the other news stories that you have delivered in your Zimbabwe report.
You're welcome, and thank you very much for having me.
All right, we're going to swing straight into economic news and we'll go back to Malawi, where the country has rolled out a fully online passport registration system, ending long queues at immigration department offices. Citizens can now submit personal details, upload passport photos, book biometric appointments, track applications, and receive real-time updates. Starting this week, payments will also shift online via secure portals supporting mobile money cards and online banking. Homeland Security Minister Ezekiel Chingoma said the reforms guarantee faster, safer, and globally compliant services. The new system, powered by Madra Security Printers Limited, has already issued over 1,000 passports, with the minister himself receiving his within hours to demonstrate efficiency. The upgrade is backed by the International Civil Aviation Organization, ensuring Malawi's passports meet international standards. Authorities say the system also benefits Malawians abroad, eliminating dependence on relatives or costly third-party services. The reforms are part of Malawi's broader digital transformation agenda, aiming to modernize government services. Officials promise secure infrastructure protecting sensitive data while ensuring timely issuance, marking a significant step in improving service delivery nationwide. In our last story, Kenya Tourism Board has partnered with Visa to enhance tourism spending by improving payment accessibility and launching targeted marketing campaigns. The collaboration focuses on promoting cross-border and domestic tourism through tailored strategies designed to attract more travelers. As part of the deal, Visa will provide access to its Government Insights Hub, a data-driven analytics platform offering valuable insights into consumer spending, regional preferences, peak travel seasons, and overall tourism behavior. The partnership aims to modernize Kenya's travel sector by aligning marketing efforts with spending trends, improving visitor experiences, and boosting revenue for the economy. Those have been our stories on Africa Good Morning. Let's have a quick look at the indicators before we say goodbye. Thank you for joining us on Africa Good Morning. DSTV 2 at 5, GoTV 25, 1up2.com, Network Media Hub on YouTube, as well as NTV Africa on YouTube is where you can find us. Keep in mind, on 1up2.com or neuptwo.com, you can click Echo and have a look at this episode again, as well as other interesting NTV programs. Because on 1up2.com, Echo, primetime is anytime. From me, Ashwin Bedi, and the Africa Good Morning team, we return tomorrow with news from Botswana delivered by Rorisang Mokhojwe, and of course we'll bring you the top stories from broader Africa. Swera Zhaganaka.